welcome back to the Loading Up Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Brother Zay, and today we have with me Producer J. What's going on?
What's up? What's going on? How you been?
I've been all right. You know what? It feels like a while since we talked. I don't know why.
Yeah, it has been. A lot of things have happened this week, and in terms of like extending things we thought were gonna be the end of it last week.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man,
it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to digest, and it's a lot to go over. So we'll jump right in. Yeah, it never ends. We'll jump right into it.
Yes.
Liking and subscribing the video if you guys enjoy the content. We appreciate all you guys' comments. We read all of them. We try and respond to all of them. And if you have any questions or anything for us, you can email us, hit us up on all our socials. And again, thank you for listening.
Yes.
Right.
Zay, what games you been playing?
Exoprimal.
So
yeah, it came out on Game Pass, and I was playing it. At first, I was very upset with the game because
why?
Because you have to like create a whole setup sign in with Capcom and make your accounts, and it was very annoying. And it's one of the reasons why I had to do it is because during the beta they made you do that as well, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this for beta, and I completely uninstalled it. So
damn,
so that's what that is.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way though. Not to be honest,
it was very, very just like, why do I have to do this? But I actually been having a lot of fun with it. Like absolutely a lot of fun. It's just killing dinosaurs in a Mexico. It has a little story to it.
It's been very contentious. Like a lot of people it's mixed when it's in terms of a lot of people say they don't like it. A lot of people say it's really fun. Like I don't know. It's tough. Like I hate that these games that are very like what's the word? Polarizing. They always end up on Game Pass, and then people use it as an excuse to be like, "Oh, that's that Game Pass effect." Like, oh my God, shut up.
You know what? It's different. It's not like any other sort of dinosaur shooter that I've played before, because there have been dinosaur shooters in the past, as well as dinosaur shooters on Game Pass that you can play with friends. This one is completely different. It's sort of like you go out there, you're fighting dinosaurs, and then toward the end of the match, you have some sort of Overwatch, you fighting dinosaurs / other mech units, other players. So it has a level of fun to it. It really does. Me, Ron, and Bray were all playing it, and we were having a blast. We were just trying out different suits and see what's best our plays. I stayed with one guy because that's who I love. I was like, you know what, stay with him. And we just had a blast playing. I guess that's the sort of game you gotta play with friends. To have like really good time.
There's a lot of games like that you have to play with other people, or else it's like it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit the same.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's what I've been playing recently.
So
what about you?
I've been completing games because I said this summer I was gonna do that, and I finished Resident Evil 2.
Nice.
And I'm starting. I was gonna do something different because I wanted to cleanse. Because maybe it's because like I played it so many times. Because you've played Resident Evil 2, right?
Yeah.
Like it's basically you're playing through the same story like 4 times, and you're doing the same shit essentially with slight variations, and it's just like you get burnt out. And it's a great game. I had fun playing it, but it's just like I needed a cleanse. But then I was like, I already started 2. I might as well get 3. It's on sale. I bought it.
Here we go.
I know. But so I heard that 3 is not that long. So I feel like I could probably beat it by next week. I feel like I could do it.
Okay.
But we'll see. So I'm going to play 3. Yeah, I'm gonna play 3, and then I'm gonna move on to maybe 4. I also gotta do 8 or Village, whatever you wanna call it.
Yeah,
But I,
it's this big.
yeah, so I'll decide when I get there. But
Okay.
I might play something else as like a palate cleanser because there's only so much zombie you could take.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's me. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm almost done. Also with because I'm still on my Pokemon gotta catch 'em all journey. I'm almost done with Sword, and then I'm gonna move on to Legends Arceus or Arceus, whatever you want, how you say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Arceus.
Yeah, and
Nice. I
then
liked Arceus. So it was fun.
yeah, I heard that was probably one of the best ones. Surprisingly,
I mean, because it was new, it was
it
refreshing.
was new. It's different style, like it's open world, and
Yeah.
it's basically what everybody wanted it to be or wanted Pokemon to be.
Yeah, it was definitely new, definitely good. Nice refresher compared to what we've been getting, remakes and
Yeah, they said that they
I didn't
might.
enjoy Shield that much, so
Honestly, I can see because people were saying Sword is like one of the worst ones. Not the worst ones, but it's like one of the not so good ones. And I
yeah.
could see it. Like I'm playing through it. The story was just like whatever. I do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
care at all. The gameplay is okay. Like it's Pokemon. Like you get you know what you're getting. But the story I couldn't care less,
Yeah.
honestly. So um there was I mean this is kind of just going off on a tangent now. There was actually talk that because normally when Pokemon games they do like a remake and then a game and then a remake and then a game, like they'll like space it out or whatever. So
Yeah.
supposedly the next one is gonna be Black and White. They're gonna remake that,
All the
but
remakes.
they might remake it in the same way as they did. Like they're gonna do another like Legends type thing.
No, that's your thing.
So that would be interesting. So we'll see more about that, but we can get right into the news though.
For sure. We'll jump right in. We have some news that Larry Hryb, a.k.a. Major Nelson, is leaving Microsoft gaming business after 22 years. He put out on social media that he thanked his fans and colleagues, and he's looking forward to the next chapter after an incredible 20 plus years at Microsoft, at Xbox specifically. Um, Larry Hryb, Major Nelson, I don't know if you guys watched any of his stuff, his videos. When he turned on Xbox, he's always doing the weekly updates and stuff, and he has his Xbox podcast. He's been a staple within the Xbox community, bringing fans and the business together, so that way the fans have a voice. And him leaving Xbox is a major deal.
Yeah. No, this is really big news. Like he's been with Xbox, I feel like since the beginning. I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
yeah.
But yeah, so it's really really hard to see him go. So at first I thought he was retiring because usually when you're with something or a company this long, and I don't know how old he is, but you would assume like, oh, you just retired. Like he honestly he could have stayed at Xbox forever and he would have been set. But he probably
Yep.
has other aspirations, and I'm very curious on what he decides to do next because
Well,
he what
he
happened?
he did say that they're putting a sort of hold on his podcast, the hiatus, and he's going to return at a later date. And I think what he's going to do is sort of rebrand it to just a gaming channel podcast instead of just an Xbox centric podcast. I'm not
Yeah.
sure though. That's just my speculation because he did say he was going to return at a later date.
Right. I'm not. I think he meant he's gonna return because right now he's taking a vacation. So he said that he hadn't taken a vacation in such a long time, and he just needed a break.
Yeah.
And so he stepped down from Xbox and or Microsoft in general, and he's gonna take the summer as like a break, and he'll be back in September announcing whatever he's gonna do next. But you would have to think that he is gonna get a good position somewhere. Because I feel like going from Xbox to just doing podcasts and stuff like that, or maybe
I
that's
mean,
what
it's
he
a big
wants to do.
following already.
Yeah, so maybe it could be something for him to do, like going
Yeah,
forward, like
for
in a
sure.
gaming, just gaming general gaming podcast. That could be interesting.
It's laid back. It's not as corporate.
Right? Yeah, true. Yeah, but it's gonna be weird to not see him with like Xbox stuff because
Yeah.
it's Major Nelson. Like I used to watch him. I think because he posted like, well, maybe not he, but Xbox posted like weekly stuff
Yeah.
regarding like updates or new on the store and stuff like that, and it was him. He
Yeah.
was the face.
Victor Nason, he was the face for fans.
Yeah, so it's gonna be sad to see him go, but hopefully wherever he ends up, he'll thrive.
Definitely. Definitely. He will definitely be missed, and he will definitely be perfectly fine wherever he gets, wherever he lands.
Right.
So we'll get right into some more news of people leaving, which seems to be on the
The trend.
trend. Yeah, exactly, the trend.
You know, honestly, speaking of people leaving, we never mentioned this. I think it was last week. The co-founder of Naughty Dog left.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but it's I forgot his name. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, he left last week. And
that is definitely the trend then. A lot of people leaving.
Jason Rubin, I think it was.
Jason Rubin from Naughty Dog.
No. It's Andy Gavin. Sorry. Yeah.
Eddie
wait. I'm confused.
How many we got here?
All right, those are the two. Those are the two. No, wait. I'm so confused. Anyway,
Hey,
one of the co-founders left. I can't because I'm trying to Google and I don't want to have like down periods. But anyway, yeah, he left. So a lot of people are leaving studios.
Yeah. I mean, this happens a lot in the gaming and the game development cycle. People work on a game or work for a company, and then they leave and they go to another company. This happens a lot. It's not just Xbox. It's studios all over. Sony studios, Sony people do this all the time. They, see where they fit in.
All right, I got it now. He was the co-president. That's what it was. It wasn't the co-founder. Co-president, and his name is Evan Wells.
Evan Wells. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it really doesn't it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the studio or they left on bad terms or anything like that. That's what people, especially on Twitter, tend to make you believe, but that's not the case at all. It just means people want a different setting. Like, imagine you working for some place for so long and you that's all you know. So eventually you want to do something else, you got to step out and do it. Like, you got to just explore while you can, because honestly, I don't know of anybody who just retired in one place. Like, there's always people moving around. Like, that's just the nature of the business.
Yeah, especially in gaming. I mean, and then especially with the Fables narrative lead, Anna Miguel, she left, and she's planning to leave in August. After she's worked on many games, including Control and even the new Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, that's coming out. So she's the narrative lead for Fable, and she states that Fable is in a great hands, and her part of the journey for Fable is over. So she decided to leave in August, which is perfectly fine. Things happen,
And that's also like something that people don't think about as well, is like, not everybody needs to be there like 100% of the time. If they get their job done, like, they can move on. Like, it's not like they gotta stay there. So if they're like the narrative lead, if they got basically the general storyline from start to finish on what they want to do, that's it. Like, she doesn't really need to be there if she doesn't want to stay there. So Um, yeah, it's just, and then if anything, they can make tweaks and stuff like that as they go. But generally speaking, they got the story where they want it to be. At least that's what I assume. If she said she was done with her part.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what she said. She even had to come back on Twitter because, of course, people were like, "Oh, Fable's in development hell because of this," and she had to came back and she had to emphasize that no, Fable's doing fine. I'm just, stepping back as narrative lead because my job is done. So she had
Yeah,
to come back and squash the conspiracy theories going on over at Twitter. Um, but yeah, like you said, it doesn't mean things are going wrong. People up and leave jobs for many different reasons. Maybe they got a better offer, a better job. Who knows? Either
yeah,
way, we wish her luck because she's worked on some great games, and hopefully she stays or gets a job with another company where we can see more of her work.
absolutely.
So now we get into a couple. Look at some game announcements. Is we lack in that. We lack seriously with the mobile game announcements. So Ubisoft has announced that they're working on an Invincible game called Guarding the Globe, and it is a free to play idle RPG game coming to iOS and Android. And I saw the announcement trailer as well as some gameplay, and I'm like, I'm definitely gonna try this out. It looks pretty cool. If you're a fan of Invincible, the Amazon Prime animated TV show, you would definitely want to check this game out and see what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Invincible show.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer for the game, and it looks
it's
okay.
a
It's
mobile
a
game.
mobile game. I'm
Mobile
not
game.
really into. Literally, the only game I played, which I haven't played in a while, is Marvel Snap. That's like literally the only mobile game and Pokemon Go. But that's more because I'm trying to catch Pokemon. So for my overall collection, it's not because I find the gameplay addicting or whatever. But
I
yeah, I don't know. I'm
same
not
here.
a mobile phone gamer or whatever.
And that's fine. But I play a lot of mobile games. If like I'm on my 15 at work, I'll take out my phone. I'll play Marvel Snap or Monopoly Go or some Candy Crush. I'll play some SpongeBob's Cookout. It's like
And
I'll dabble in the mobile market. So I'm definitely gonna be taking uh a look at Invincible when it comes out. I don't think we have a date. It was just sort of like an announcement trailer. So
that it's here. It's a thing.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see when it comes out. We'll give it a try, and I'll definitely report back.
Sounds good.
And the next bit of what we have for gaming news. So this week, actually Friday. So when this releases, it will be yesterday. On
Yes.
July 21st, Antstream Arcade will be on Xbox with the biggest content drop probably in Xbox history, with over 1,400 retro games, and it will all be part of a cloud streaming service by Antstream. So Antstream is releasing so many games. It's ridiculous. The whole list is up. You can see exactly which systems and which games will be coming out. They do have a price point for it, so you can buy it on the Microsoft Store Friday for $29.99 annually, so $30 a year, or $79.99 to have it a lifetime access. So all 1,400 games.
It's really gonna be interesting because a lot of these games are NES games and like all these other games that are not because you know how like when they do these collection games they always kind of like retool it for whatever platform it's on.
Yeah,
These are just it's because it's a cloud thing. It's just gonna be the game as is, and it's just there's gonna be some games that probably never even been on Xbox before.
definitely.
So it's gonna be interesting how this works. And
Yeah, I mean,
I hadn't heard about it until it was announced that it was coming to Xbox. So I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
definitely. I mean, you have two PlayStation games, but 42. They have 42 Super Nintendo games. So you're gonna have games that like you said, never been on Xbox. They have over 200 games coming from a game called Amiga.
Yeah, the Amiga, they have
The
Atari,
Atari 8-bit, Atari
8-bit, this
2600. They have
MS.
Game Boy, Sega Genesis. There's so many
There's
different
stuff
types
from
of
MS-DOS, Game
yes,
Boy, Atari Lynx, like all these classic consoles.
yeah. So if you like classic arcade games, this may be it for you. You mean for the price of one game today,
One game, pretty much.
400 games on
Yeah,
Xbox. That's really great. So I mean, I'm looking at the list of games. I'm like, dang, I can go back and play this.
and I'm assuming that they're just gonna keep adding more. Like this is not like the
Oh, who
set.
knows?
Yeah,
I mean, if enough people, I guess if enough people um want to and aren't playing it and order this and are doing the yearly and or brought it out right, they probably will be adding more games. Who knows? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing to add more games.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because right now they have only 2 PlayStation games, so I'm sure they'll add more. They have 33 Nintendo games, but 42 Super Nintendo games. So I'm sure they will add more, especially if the demand is definitely out there.
Yeah, now that it's on a new platform in Xbox, then
Yeah,
it'll absolutely have drive to make more games available on it.
definitely, definitely. All right, so we'll talk about like some Game Pass news because Game Pass has sort of rebranding with Xbox Live Gold leaving or
Yeah,
maybe rebranding itself.
Xbox
Um,
Live Gold, rest in peace.
yes, it's been 20 years, I think.
Yeah,
Xbox Live Gold.
no, has it been 20 years? Yeah,
I
no.
think it's been about 20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years, yep.
Ah,
Because it came out like right before, I remember it came out like right before Halo 2.
yeah.
So it's like maybe like a year before that. So yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, so the Xbox Live Gold is gone. It is being rebranded as Game Pass Core, where you can, for what's it, 9.99, you can have select 25 games from Game Pass, which included like Forza Horizon 4, Fallout. And the list is going to
Hellblade.
go Hellblade, Doom, Eternal. So they're gonna have a bunch of games. 25 games from Game Pass gonna be on there, as well as access to the multiplayer aspect of Xbox, which I think I think they should have just got rid of gold entirely and just kept all the Game Pass tiers.
Right.
But they will do, what they will do.
So my thought process is that it's when you compare it like Game Pass Core to Xbox Live Gold, obviously Game Pass Core is a better deal because for the last, I don't even know, like maybe year or two, because the only way you were able to get any games with gold was games with gold, and that has been a train wreck.
Oh yeah, recently in the last year or two,
I want to say year or two, they just like nothing. It was just like indie games that you never even heard of. Like, and respect to those games, but it's just like they probably came out like in 2009 or not even 9, but like, because no, well, some of them were 360 games until they stopped offering them.
Yeah,
Some of them came out in like 2014, 26. Like, you never even heard of them. They're so like obscure. And granted, they might have been good, but it's like compared to what like PlayStation Plus was giving their customers, it paled in comparison. There was some months that they would give like some good games, but
no,
like
no,
I
no.
said,
It wasn't even good game. They were just decent.
they were
All
decent.
right,
But
this is alright, but it was still bad.
yeah, well, I wouldn't say it was bad because there was some months where they got some good deals, but like that, it was so long ago that I can't even remember which ones I got from it. But yeah, so these 25 games, and it's supposedly gonna get bigger. They said they'll add more to it. I don't know if they mean like adding more games to that list, or if they're gonna rotate games out, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of gonna be like the PlayStation collection that they
Yeah.
had before
Yeah.
they
Got rid of it.
they got rid of it. It's gonna be something like that. So you just get access to just those games and online multiplayer. Now the issue is, and what I've seen online and what I feel myself as well, is when you compare that to Game Pass just for console, it's just weird that they chose this pricing scheme.
Yeah, it's more expensive and it doesn't go online. So
Exactly. That's
doesn't
why I
make
don't
sense.
understand. You can get a year of Game Pass Core because it's still the same price as Gold. Everything is the same. You get the 25 games now instead
Yeah.
of games of Gold. So the fact, and you can get that for a year for at a discounted price. The thing is, like, it comes out to like $5 or $6 if you get the whole year, $5 or $6 a month. But yeah, so then when you go up a tier to Game Pass console, you don't get online. Granted, you get more games, but I feel like online should still be in there.
Definitely. Or at least free. Just make online free already.
Exactly. And I know that's
Xbox and PlayStation still paying online. Doesn't make sense. I mean,
because I feel like, honestly, they feel like they probably think that people are gonna unsubscribe because you know how much money they were making in just through Gold.
the goal.
Even today, before the change takes place, there's so many people still paying for just Gold.
Just
Like it's insane. So I think they probably won't, but I feel like they should reorganize the paying or the payments.
I don't think they will. I think what they're trying to do is push people to Ultimate.
Well, obviously,
You're getting
obviously, because I feel like, honestly, even before this change, Ultimate was always the better deal.
Yeah.
Like,
The good thing about this whole rebranding reconstruction is that PC Game Pass gets better.
yes,
So that's the good thing out of it. PC Game Pass becomes better.
PC Game Pass was always, if you're a PC gamer, PC Game Pass is like the best because it comes with EA Play, all the games that are on Game Pass, and you don't got to pay for online anyway. So it's honestly the best deal.
Yeah, if you're a PC gamer, definitely PC Game Pass is definitely the better way to go. But see, for me, it doesn't change much because I'm already an Ultimate subscriber.
Right.
So it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's like it said, it's just a rebranding, really.
And
they didn't really get rid of Gold. They just rebranded it. You know?
And related to this, though, they did bring back the $1 conversion for Game Pass and Gold. I think it was like a couple weeks ago, but it's no longer a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
It's like 3-to-2 or something like that. So like 3 years of Xbox Live Gold is like 2 years of Game Pass or something like that.
Yeah.
So not the best, it's still something, you know.
Definitely. But also, when we're talking about getting rid of Game Pass, the trial run or the testing phase for Game Pass Friends and Family and the select countries that they were testing in is ending August 15th. And the pre-release test pilot program, although it's ended, they actually gave all participants Xbox Live Ultimate code. I don't know for how long, but they did give them those participants who were in the pre-release testing of Game Pass Ultimate, which I thought was cool.
I mean, that's pretty cool. That's decent of them.
Like, thanks for testing out. Here's Game Pass Ultimate, which people think, oh, but that's not that much. But
it's something. They could have given them nothing.
They could have given them nothing, exactly. They said, hey, thanks, but no, they gave them their most expensive tier of Game Pass, you know?
Right. So I think with them not releasing it yet, I think honestly they were just using this as a test to see how many people were actually going to sign up for this, how much money were they really going to lose? Because people were going to like not team up, but like basically kind of like the gaming version of carpooling, where it's like, oh, you have Game Pass, let's just get a family plan together, and then it'll probably be cheaper. So they had to
doing that.
they had to have had that in mind, and they probably saw the data, and either they're gonna adjust it, like the pricing, because I think it was $25 like US once you did like all the conversion.
Mhm.
So that's definitely way cheap because you get 5 friends and family slots. And I think it was Ultimate it came with, not just Game Pass, right? Like each
Uh,
person in the plan got Ultimate.
it was Ultimate, I believe. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, it was Ultimate. Yeah.
So if you had 5 people on the plan for $25, that's $5 each for
Yeah.
Ultimate for 5 people. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
huge discount. So
Game Pass would have went from the best deal of gaming to the if you don't get it, you're dumb.
yeah, you are an idiot if you don't get this. But yeah, so I think they're probably gonna restructure it. It's probably gonna cost a little bit more, probably like maybe 30 or 35, just to basically give people, obviously, like you'll get a discount, but the discount is not gonna be too much to the point where like it's
Maybe
ridiculous.
like $8 per person instead.
Yeah, something where it's reasonable enough that people would want to subscribe to it, but not too reasonable that people could take advantage of it. Because I know a lot of people tend to do that with these deals or whatever. Remember the whole the movie pass? I think it was AMC that did it. People abuse that thing where you get unlimited movies for like a certain amount. So
Yeah.
literally, you could just stay in the theater and watch every single movie, and you get discounts on popcorn. Like it was a great deal, but obviously was not sustainable. But I think Microsoft wants to avoid that of people basically losing more money, even though Game Pass is profitable now. If they were to introduce the family plan to more regions, that revenue is gonna go down. Like it has to, because
Yeah.
that's just how it works. But hopefully they bring it back, because I would like to buy it because I do want to get it for my kids, because right now I had to kind of like it's because I have it, my brother has it, so I use his for my kids. I guess weird, like I have to do game share thing. Like I would want to avoid all that, and if I could just
Yeah.
have them on under one account, under one plan, it would be so much easier.
For sure, it would be definitely be easier, especially for families. That's
Yes,
the whole point of it. So let's hopefully something
exactly.
comes back.
It's also funny too, because like remember when the Xbox One was first announced? Like that was what they wanted to do. It was essentially Game Pass, the family and friends. Like everybody was gonna have a pool that they can pick from, and it would be online. Like online only, because they would have to check to see if you still have the subscription. But that's what Game Pass is. Like it checks to see if you still have the subscription, so that way you can play the game. So
Yeah.
they essentially wanted to do that at the start of Xbox One,
I
but
think I
they were
think
just
during
too early.
yeah, I think it was way too early, but also they focused early on for Xbox One. They focused too much on TV.
That's
Ever
true.
like
Yeah,
like
that
when
too.
they announced it, they were like they said TV more times than they talked about games. So that like turned people off immediately.
Yeah, so they weren't even hearing anything else.
Yeah. Liquor was TV and they're like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully they bring it back, and it'll be something that we can look forward to.
Definitely. All right, so we have some Nintendo Switch shenanigans going on. So
Yeah,
last year, this happened last year August in 2022. Now it is being reported now because of they don't want to release names. They had to do all the whole big investigation.
it is.
So they're releasing to the public now what happened last year, August 2022. A 15-year-old girl went missing, and it was only for 11 days when she went missing, and nobody could find her. She was a homebody. She was not like out there with her friends, or she wasn't likely to run away. She was a relatively happy home, and it turned out that she was texting over Omegle, uh, 28-year-old man, and it got to the point where he flew across the country to her home in Virginia to meet up with her, and he kidnapped her. And nobody knew where she was or even knew what happened to her, even knew she was kidnapped. They just thought she was missing. And it turned out she took her Nintendo Switch with her. And after a few days, one of her friends noticed that she came up online. She signed in to download an update on her Nintendo Switch. And her friend noticed that and, of course, realized that her friend is missing because they've been looking for her, notified the authorities. And the FBI took the IP address from the Switch update that she was doing, and they found her in Arizona, from Virginia all the way to Arizona.
Wow.
And they surrounded the man's house, and they got her back safely to her parents. And all because the FBI tracked the IP address of the Nintendo Switch.
And it was Nintendo that helped them do it. So like
Yeah.
that
They went to Nintendo and they got permission from Nintendo to access their servers and stuff, so to be able to track them.
Right. So like obviously that's like a happy ending and stuff like that. So I'm glad that she was safe and whatever. But it also brings up a bit of a concern that you can be tracked by just simply logging on, and the FBI can get like that information from whoever. So I just thought this was an interesting story just because Nintendo tends to be like very strict about that stuff.
Definitely. Especially with kids.
Yeah, especially with kids and stuff like that. So like I have to wonder, like, I mean, granted, obviously this is an emergency situation. This is not like usual, but like I wonder where they would draw the line at being like, okay, no, this person's information is like private. Like you can't, even though it's for their own safety, like this is too much. And where does the FBI draw the line? Because like, what if they start looking into like other consoles, and because we just spoke about it last week about the whole the reporting system on Xbox that they're introducing. So it's like, what's stopping them from accessing that stuff? So it's like, I don't know. It just I don't know. I feel a very two-sided on this stuff.
It can be a slippery slope, especially with the FBI's history and their ability to thwart, let's say, the public's opinion on social issues, particularly with, Black movements, with the Black Panther Party and stuff. So it definitely is a slippery slope. This particular case turned out well because it was a kidnapped child. I'm sure Nintendo wouldn't just release any information just for anybody.
Right.
So I guess it's definitely case by case.
Yeah, true.
So we have to look at it as by case. But it is definitely concerning considering the FBI's history.
Right. That's also, that's my main concern, is that they might try and overstep and use it for more nefarious reasons.
Which of course can absolutely happen, So we're watching you, all right, FBI.
We're watching you. They're watching us, but we're watching you.
They're listening.
They're listening to this podcast right now. They're gonna shut it down.
Oh my god. All right, next story, please. No.
Next story. Move on.
So the so-called gamers group, the plaintiffs for the gamers lawsuit that was thrown out by the judge, the FTC, the judge at the FTC case.
Judge Corley.
Judge Corley, yes. They brought the case all the way up to the Supreme Court and asked the Supreme Court to throw out Microsoft's Activision Blizzard deal. And everybody was waiting to see what was the Supreme Court going to say. What are they going to do? Are they going to get involved? Because if they did get involved, it would drag out the deal far further than what anybody wants it to do. And of course, we had the update. They didn't even take the case. They said nope.
They denied it within like hours.
Yeah,
there wasn't even like a consideration. They were just like, get that shit out of my face.
Yeah, they're like, and they said, this court denied it, and the Ninth District Appeals Court denied it. Yeah, you're gone. Get out of my face.
I don't know what it was, a Hail Mary shot.
It really
And
was.
honestly, I feel bad for the people. Well, I don't feel too bad for them, but you can tell that this lawyer is like raking in that cash by constantly doing, like, taking on this case longer than it needed to be. It got denied way like long ago, but they're still trying to bring it to the court and trying to get it heard. Like, it's not gonna happen. I don't
No.
know why that this lawyer is trying to like waste these people's time.
You know
But
why? Because they've gotten together to fund this lawyer. And the lawyer's like, you know what? I know it's gonna get denied, but I'm gonna take this bag.
probably, honestly, I can't. Yeah, like that has to be the case, which freaking dumb on their part if that's real. Because why would you pay a lawyer? Like, usually when you look for a lawyer for a case, like you pay when you win, but they're probably just paying hourly, and he's just doing all the legwork and be like, Slither, I'm trying.
Yeah. The sort of the gamers, the fanboys.
Yeah, the quote unquote gamers.
Yeah, the Sony fanboys who are out there paying lawyers to try and stop this, just have to give it up because Sony gave up.
Yes.
And they went and signed a 10-year deal.
Yep. They caved. They literally they had no chance. Like, they saw the FTC crumble twice, and then the CMA backed off, and they were just like, oh shit, we gotta get something. And what's interesting is that this 10-year deal is actually worse than what they initially offered, which a few months ago, which was not when they first, because the first it was a 3-year deal, then it turned to 5. Then as recently as a few months ago, it was up to 10 for all ABK games.
Yes, all ABK games, that's right.
Now it's just Call of Duty. That is so like embarrassing. What like they really screwed this one up. And it's hilarious because they were the ones fighting for it. It was essentially like all this boiled down to was Xbox versus PlayStation. Yeah, people brought up the Switch and they brought up the cloud gaming and stuff like that. But when you got right down to it, it was about Xbox versus PlayStation. And obviously PlayStation wasn't going to go down without a fight, which that for their shareholders, they have a right to do. But they should have seen this coming a mile away, and they should have taken a deal when they had the chance. But then when the CMA blocked it, they thought, oh, maybe there's a possibility that could get blocked. Well, they backed the wrong horse, and now they're paying the consequences.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Ryan said it from the beginning. He doesn't want a deal. He just wants to block the acquisition.
Right.
And you know what? That did not pay off for him. He came all the way to Seattle, and he bent the knee to Daddy Phil, and he signed a 10-year deal just for Call of Duty.
Just for Call of Duty.
Nothing else. So that, you know what? Essentially, that means after the deal all goes through, games like Crash and even like new Tony Hawk's that could come out, any game, any IP that comes out, including potentially a new Prototype, all
the Diablo
Xbox
exclusive,
because they didn't want to sign the deal. So you know what, PlayStation fanboys, if you're listening, just blame Jim Ryan. Get him out of there because you guys backed the wrong one.
Yeah, it's really his fault. Like, he should have been a little bit more diplomatic. But when it came, what was it? It was like last summer, I think, or last August. That's when he decided. Like, he said, like, oh, this is it's not good.
Yeah.
But the email came out that he was basically acting like he made the acquisition, or Sony did, like making demands.
Yeah,
for all these games, the revenue split, Bethesda games. Like, basically, he thought, oh yeah, that they're gonna do this because they need us. They need Call of Duty and all these other games on PlayStation. But no, they just needed PlayStation or they needed Call of Duty on there, and that's what they're doing. So
that was their fight. Their fight was Call of Duty. They lost Now they only get Call of Duty, and they have to suffer the consequences. So if you want to play those future Activision games, you may just have to pick up Xbox and or PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more with more FTC or CMA news, um, the deadline was pushed back to October 18th because the CMA lawyers, along with Microsoft lawyers, as well as the CAT Tribunal, all came together during these hearings, and they decided that they were going to, in good faith, work together to get the deal done. Because the CAT Tribunals went along and said the judges, I think his name is Judge Smith for the CAT Tribunal, and he said, let's not, um, in so lack of better terms, let's not pussyfoot around. We know this deal's gonna go through.
Right.
It's
He
just a matter of
saw,
time.
yeah, he saw the writing on the wall, and he was just like, stop, enough.
Yeah.
And so the Activision and Microsoft agreed to extend the deal. They now, the new deadline is what you said, October 18th, but the so there's actually two deadlines. So there's two deadlines for the acquisition. There's August 29th, which is the new termination date, that if they were to walk away, or if they don't close by then, Microsoft will have to pay, I think it's 3.5, oh no, 4 billion instead of 3 billion, it's 4 billion now. And then if they don't close by September 15th, then it's 4.5 billion that they have to pay in termination fees. And then obviously if it goes all the way to the thing, that's what they would have to pay. But the CMA extended their deadline until August 29th. But they said that they were going to move swiftly, and even the CAT Tribunal said, I trust you that you're going to move swiftly because you can't be stalling and doing all this nonsense.
Yeah.
So
They
now
get it done.
they want to get it done. Honestly, I can see it happening like mid-August. I feel like that's what they're shooting for. I feel like both CMA and Microsoft are trying to shoot for mid-August, if not sooner.
Well, just if the CMAs decides to play fair and not drag their feet and try.
I don't think they can. I think the CAT Tribunal is basically was like up their ass and being like, yeah, because I listened to the conference. I don't know what it was called. It was just like a
hearing,
hearing, live stream, whatever. And let me tell you, I listened to all 5 days of the FTC trial, and I thought that was pretty, like, it was interesting, but mostly like it was just boring, whatever. Yeah. This though was on whole new level of boring. Like, it was so, like, it was wordy. They kept talking in circles. I almost fell asleep. Like, it was that boring. Like, a lot of the stuff was just like redundant shit. Like, you don't need to say the same thing twice, or you don't have to explain or lead up to what you're about to say. Just freaking say it.
I mean, what do you expect from the English?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, they love to hear themselves talk. They're in love with their own voices. It was so annoying. So, like, literally, I was listening to it, and I still had to read False Patent's breakdown because I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
And you know what? Let's just give False Patents some major.
Yes, he is on a roll.
Breakdown of both the FTC and the CAT Tribunal hearings. He's been, to us everyday average people, non-lawyers, he's been a godsend for all of this, and we owe him a great debt for giving us the better understanding of the in and outs of all these legal jargons and all these boring hearings together.
Exactly. It's tough, and I can see why a lot of people would not even want to bother. Like, I like this stuff, but I would not recommend it unless you like listening to people talk.
No, couldn't do the catch up. As soon as they started talking, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit through this.
Yeah, no, it was tough. I wanted to dip out a few times too, but I had to because I just needed to know. But yeah, so I do think they're gonna move swiftly, like they say. They're probably working on a deal now, in terms of to like what to present to the CMA. And I'm pretty sure they already agreed on like what they were gonna do. It's just a matter of doing it, you know what I mean? Or proposing it officially.
Yeah.
So now when it comes to the FTC though, literally just today, they basically dropped everything, or they paused. I heard, I saw drop, I saw pause. Maybe they're used interchangeably, but FCC has stopped their administrative hearing that's supposed to happen on August 2nd. They're not going to do that anymore. They could technically refile and pick another date if they wanted to, but I don't think they're going to do it just because they have no leg to stand on now. They were literally standing on one foot before. Now that foot got chopped off when when Sony signed the deal. Now they have nothing.
Not you saying chopped off.
I'm saying chopped off. That leg got chopped off. They are crawling. So I think, and then their wording was that they're opening the doors to a settlement, which honestly, I know it. Like Microsoft does not want to be petty because they have to be cordial. If they plan on making more acquisitions in the future, they have to play it right. They gotta play nice, essentially.
Yeah.
But I wish they would just be like, nah, you get nothing. We're closing this deal without you. We don't need you. Even Phil Spencer, when he sent like an internal email that got leaked, quote unquote. He even said that we're allowed to close in the U.S. Like he just said it. Yeah. He's like, we don't need them anymore. We're clear in the U.S. It's just the CMA we got to worry about now. So. But obviously, they're probably going to offer the same remedies that they did for everyone else, and it's probably just going to be something simple so that way the FTC can say that they got something out of it. It's the same way as the CMA. It's all about looking good. That's the shit. Like it's all about looking good. It's not about actually doing good. It's all about looking good. So that way they can pat themselves on the back. But yeah, so that's that. We'll obviously have more coverage as stuff comes out. So, hopefully it doesn't last too much long. I know people are getting upset, like, oh, we're supposed to end this week and now it's pushed back 3 months. But it'll be okay. It won't take the full 3 months. I honestly, I think before August is over, we'll be playing Activision games on Game Pass.
You know what? I hope so. It's about time.
Yes.
All right. That is it. Let's have some final words. That's all we got.
No, I mean, nah, I can't think of anything else. No, that's oh, I guess we could talk about it now. I mentioned it before. Did you see the Spider-Man 2 trailer?
I did get to see the Spider-Man 2 trailer, yes.
Okay, what did you think of it?
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. No matter what I say, I'm gonna get the game because I want to play
it. I was the same way.
I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be a day one purchase for me. Me and my son, we're gonna play it. But honestly, it looks more of the same, just with some added extra things like, with Venom and stuff. But there is a major difference from what I saw in the trailer between the cutscenes and the gameplay. The cutscenes look absolutely fantastic, but the gameplay was looking kind of, PS4-ish.
I mean, it's not the final build, so
yeah. But they keep showing it, and like, I want to be excited for it. I really do.
I think it's still gonna look okay. I honestly, the story is very interesting. I like, honestly, what I'm very happy about, and I don't know if you feel the same way. So, were you on the train where you didn't like the new face of the Peter Parker that they changed it to?
Oh, honestly, I didn't care either way.
You didn't care? Okay, I cared.
I did not. A lot of people cared.
I did not like the new face. I hated it. He looked like a little kid. He looked like he was 12 years old. And that's what threw me off about it. It wasn't even because people were making excuse. Oh, it looks more animated. I don't care. He looks like a kid. He's supposed to be a veteran. He's supposed to be Spider-Man for like 8 years at that point. Yeah. But on this trailer, he actually looks kind of like he fits his face now. He doesn't look too young. He looks like he's in his like mid to late 20s, which is what I expected, and which what the other one looked like. So that's one thing I'm a little bit more at ease with, because I was worried that they were just gonna put the same face they had on the PS4 game.
I don't. So for me in particular, I mean, I don't like what they did with Miles's hair. Did you see
Oh, you
that?
don't like it?
I don't know. It looks like Milton Morales, not Miles Morales.
Milton Morales. What are you talking about? He has the what's his name?
You got to see it. Like this.
No, I've seen it. It's the what's his name? The Killmonger haircut.
No.
That's what it is. Look at it again.
I'm gonna send you screenshots.
No, I seen it. Trust me, I've seen it.
I don't know, and it just didn't. I guess it's just the screenshots that I saw. Saw the trailer, and I was like, man, they're right.
That's the Killmonger.
No, I don't know.
It's the to the side. Like, that's what it is.
I
don't mind it. The color, I'm a little bit, but the style is whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna get the game day one. I'm gonna play it. I hope it's
it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great game.
I hope it's amazing. So we're gonna leave it at that, because although I can criticize it all day, I'm still gonna play it. I'm probably gonna platinum it like I did with the first one. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see as more stuff comes out, but I'm excited for it. Like you said, I'm still gonna play. I'm still gonna buy it. Probably gonna get the deluxe edition, which comes with all those outfits that I'm never gonna wear. But yeah,
Try it on for like 2 seconds. Take a couple pictures.
Try it on for 2 seconds. I don't like it. I get another one. Yeah. So that does it for us. Like we said in the beginning, like this video, subscribe. Press a notification, follow us on our socials. Also, one more thing, I do plan on I think I'm gonna do it on Saturday, so the same day that this is uploading. But I will let you know on like Twitter or anything like that. So keep your eyes out on that.
All right,
and that's it. So we'll catch you guys next week. See ya.